afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's DMA webinar, Do This, Not That, Email Best Practices That Drive Results, which is sponsored by World Data. I'm Mackenzie Hildig, the Program Coordinator for Education here at the Data and Marketing Association. DMA Education is proud to support informative events like today's webcast. In fact, we provide many educational opportunities with our in-person, our online seminars, and our on-demand courses that you can access anytime, anywhere. Now, as you can see, we have a few upcoming events specifically related to today's webinar, which will be an 8-hour live online course. Our next course will be May 1st and May 8th, and Jay will be teaching it as well. For today's session, please make sure to join the conversation and contribute any questions or thoughts you have by using the questions function found on the right-hand side of your screen. We will do our best to address all of your questions at the end of the webinar. And for those of you that are on Twitter, our hashtag for the event is #DMAwebinar. We hope that you enjoyed today's webinar. Joining us today is Jay Swedelson, President and CEO of World Data. And with that, I will turn the presentation over to Jay.
Thanks so much, and thanks everybody for taking time out of your day. I know it's hard to carve out an hour, so I appreciate that. This is going to be a really fast-moving session. We're going to cover a lot of ground, and really the goal is for you to take away some ideas, some things that you can test and implement today. These are not rocket ship ideas. They'll take forever to get to have positive results for your organization. So that's the goal. And if you want to email me, my email address is on the screen, jays@corpwd.com, and I'm happy to send you a copy of the slides I'll be presenting today. Quick information about who I am, and then I won't be a commercial, just so you know who you're hearing from. So World Data, we're about a 40-year-old organization. We're based down in South Florida, about a 100-person company, and we specialize in a variety of acquisition, marketing, and data service-related capabilities. We help organizations acquire new leads, new customers, new subscribers, both B2B and B2C. We do that via email, direct mail, digital, display, search. We do cost per lead marketing programs. We run a variety of data hygiene services and overall data services. And overall, we do lots of fun stuff. So if any of those things are interesting, or if you think I have anything interesting to say, please feel free to reach out to me. You're going to see a lot of statistics that I go over within this webinar, and those are all resulting from the campaigns that my organization executes. We execute about 40,000 different campaigns annually, and we aggregate the data from all these different campaigns to really come out with meaningful statistics and things for you to test. So you're going to see all sorts of different, very specific things that can help you to improve your overall marketing efforts. So let's jump right into this. In general, as it relates to email marketing specifically, there is no silver bullet. You're not going to do one thing, and that's all that you need to do to change the overall ROI in the back end for your campaign. It's a series of little things, and little things that you need to test. And those things are constantly changing. The things that we talk about today, 6 months from now, may not be the things that are going to drive results. And if you've been doing the same thing for the last year or 2 years, and you haven't tested new things, you're not doing enough to drive that ROI. So we're going to break this discussion down into the new do's, the should do's, and the must do's. Right? These are all different categories of things that you should be considering as it relates to your email marketing. Whether you're a B2B marketer, a B2C marketer, whether we're talking about retention, or whether we're talking about prospect marketing. So let's jump right into it. The new do's. So here's a great example. Here's 2 emails from Salesforce, okay? These emails from Salesforce, they're very specific. When you open them up, there is no doubt they have one offer. They're trying to get you to register for a webinar. There is no confusion in the offer that they're sending out in these emails. What's critical to get out of these emails is that they are single offer emails. So often when you open up an email in your inbox, and your inbox is the best place for you to really see what's going on in the email marketing world. When you open up an email, too often marketers are putting in there all sorts of different offers. They're just hopeful if they cast a wide net that you'll respond to something. But as a species, we're very simple-minded. We can't handle lots of offers. A single offer email, right now, in our latest studies, single offer emails are generating a 57% higher overall conversion rate than those emails that have multiple offers. So by putting in multiple offers, you're actually hurting your overall back-end performance. Okay, so single offer emails are trending great. So here's an email I got from West Elm. The problem is, I don't know if I should take advantage of the free shipping or 20% off my order or any of these other things that they're promoting. The problem that organizations have is so much that they want to get out there, and they're afraid of touching their customer too many times that they shove it all into one email. And what they wind up doing is they wind up confusing the recipient. And if the recipient's even the slightest bit confused, they're not going to react, they're not going to respond, you're not going to get the conversion. So testing multi-offer versus single offer emails is a very easy way to see if you can improve response. An organization that does a great job of this is the New York Times. If you get an email from the New York Times, now I'm not talking about one of their daily alerts about some news event. I'm talking about a promotional email. What the New York Times does that's so fantastic is, not only is it a single offer that's in the message, but what they do and what you want to do is they have all of their primary links in their message going to the offer landing page. And what I mean by that is, you may be surprised to know that 20% of all click activity that happens in a promotional email is actually click activity on a logo. And so often, as marketers, we forget about the logo, and we have the logo going to our generic homepage. Think about that. 1 in 5 clicks on an email that you've just sent out, an email that's promoting a specific offer, 1 in 5 of those clicks are going to go to your generic homepage because you forgot to think about who and where are people clicking on your logo. What the New York Times does is they take every primary link in their messages and they have it going to the offer landing page. Emails that have all of their primary links going to that offer landing page have a 49% higher overall conversion rate. So all of these little things that we're talking about, single offer, multi-offer, where's your logo clicking through to, all of these things add up to a better overall response rate, which ultimately is what we're trying to accomplish. Now, other things, little things that are working now, and you're sitting back saying, but this is so little, why is that important? Because email is all about the little things. So right now, invitation-related emails are doing really well. So here's an email from Salesforce. It says, in brackets, you're invited, exclusive Dallas event for growing businesses. Oh, I'm invited. That's wonderful. Everybody wants to be invited. Have you ever not been invited to a party and be like, yes, I wasn't invited? Maybe you don't want to go. That's a different topic. But everybody wants to be at least invited so they can decide if they don't want to go. Being invited makes you feel special. Even though we know as recipients of this email, they're literally inviting everybody, right? It still feels good. Whether it's conscious or subconscious, we feel good about it, and it causes us to actually open the emails. Invitation emails on the B2B side lift open rates by 22%, and invitation emails, as you see here from Fanatics, lift open rates by 26%. When you go to your inbox and you look in the subject line the word invitation, right? If you get an email like this from Fanatics and it says by invitation only, you are opening this email. You are 100% opening this email because you want to know, what did I just get invited to? This is exciting. And you know what? That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to generate some kind of enthusiasm about that email that you just sent out. We're trying to do something that gets you to stand out amongst the plethora of other emails in that inbox. You're going to open up this email because you want to see what's next. And as a marketer, that is our ultimate goal. Get it opened. What else works? Little things. Believe it or not, mentioning your target audience in the subject line is going to increase your open rate by 28% for B2C emails and 34% for business emails. So here's an email from Oracle and NetSuite. And the subject line says, nonprofit insight, graduate from outdated technology. Now, if I'm a nonprofit professional, I get this email, right? I'm in the nonprofit space to go, ooh, that's not for everybody. That's for me and my industry. That's specific to me. This is more interesting than if it just said graduate from outdated technology. It's talking specifically about my industry. I'm opening up this email. There is so many different ways to carve out your audience to make the recipient feel that it's more about them than just everybody else. For CFOs only, for investors only, for our best customers only. This is how you get people to get interested. For an SMB marketer's confession. Oh, I'm an SMB marketer. You can call out your target audience a million different ways, consumer and B2B. For the guy who's the best cook in town. Oh, I'm a cook. It could be anything, but making it specific to your audience is going to get that interest level up. Another really interesting new trend that we're seeing it's actually taking your critical statistic or your critical fact and using it as your subject line. So often you send out an email, and in the body of your email, there'll be a series of different statistics, right, or different really compelling things that you want to say. What we're seeing marketers now do is they're taking that one compelling thing, and in this case, 71%, how often customers are the first to find errors in applications or whatever. They're not even writing anything else. They're not even saying, open up here or check out the offer inside. They're literally giving that one hero stat, that one hero line, using it as a subject line, saying, hey, you want more of this type of information? Open up this email. So key stat subject lines are increasing open rates by 18%. It's a new trend that we're seeing. Another really random new trend that's working really, really well in email are brackets and parentheses. So if you see here, there's one of my inboxes, right? And what do you see? You see emails from Bed Bath & Beyond. You see emails from Demand Base, from Old Navy, from Swim House, all B2B, B2C, it doesn't matter. What are all these guys doing? They are calling out the critical element that they're trying to promote. It's a new announcement. It's a webinar, okay? It is anything that they're trying to have you focus in on. Having the brackets takes your eye to where the marketer wants it to go. And it's actually boosting open rates by 19%. Now, when I present all these different stats and all these different ideas, this does not mean you're going to go back and every one of these is going to work. Okay? I'm like a baseball player, right? If you get 3 hits out of 10, you're a Hall of Famer. That's the way it works. And that's the way it works in email marketing also. It's a series of testing. Because you're sitting there on the other end of this phone and you're saying, well, I'm in the healthcare space and, it doesn't really work that way. Or I'm in the government space and we function a little bit differently. Or I target educators or I target, affluent individuals and it doesn't respond that way. And that very well may be true. But if you're not testing these things, then you're never going to find those elements that will work for your audience. So all these little things are worth testing. So less time equals more opens. And by the way, I know I talk really fast. But if we're going to cover a lot of stuff, we got to talk fast. So I'll be happy to send you all these slides when I'm done. I'm happy to answer any questions as well. So less time equals more opens. Here's an email from Salesforce. How to grow your business faster in 15 minutes. Subject lines with minutes, the actual word minutes in the subject line, have a 17% higher overall average open rate. I mean, look at Geico, right? Give us 15 minutes or less and we'll tell you how to save money on your car insurance. Their entire brand is based on the fact that it won't take a lot of time. There's no medium that's more focused on time than email. Nobody wants to read your emails. Nobody wakes up and says, oh my God, I am so excited to read a Geico email. I can't wait to get to my inbox. Nobody does that.
Hello.
Your emails are all some level of annoying. It's just a different scale, right?
Ai, que eu
So
ia.
you need to be upfront with the individual and say, hey, I know this email is annoying, slightly, but it won't be that bad because it's not going to take up a lot of time. So when Fidelity sends out financial tips for you in 10 minutes or less, they're not doing this by accident. They know if they say financial tips for you in the next 4 hours, you're like, yeah, okay. Are you kidding me? But if you're saying 10 minutes or less, say, you know what? I have 10 minutes to figure out how to improve my financial status on the planet. And that's what they're playing on. And that's why it's increasing open rates. Right? Walmart knows if they're asking you for 10 minutes, you have that time. You may not realize it, but you're going to open up this email and you're going to be able to get this person's green face. So testing the concept of time is good. Now, time is good, but it doesn't always win. This is an interesting test we saw by LinkedIn. Okay? LinkedIn sent out an email. They split their audience in half, and they sent out these 2 emails. And the emails are essentially the same thing. They were asking you to take a survey. Okay? In one version of the email on the left-hand side, they said it was a 13-minute survey. But if you did the survey, they would give you a $20 reward. Okay? The one on the right, they were asking you to do a survey, but it was only a 4-minute survey, faster. But they weren't giving you any type of monetary benefit. So the question is, which one wins? I just went through a whole thing that's saying speed matters. You have to let them know it's not going to take a lot of time. But LinkedIn is here saying, wait a minute, I want to test if speed is more important or money. What really moves the envelope? Well, in this scenario, the 13% plus the 13 minutes plus the money killed the 4 minutes. So at the end of the day, speed is important, but we are all motivated by saving a dollar or making a dollar. So when you're looking at your offers, you're looking at everything you're doing, you have to really test all the different variables to see what your secret makeup's going to be. Other interesting things that sound small, but they all have important big end response rate impacts. So email subject lines, including the word tomorrow, receive a 31% higher open rate than those with the day of the week. Meaning that if an email went out promoting this webinar and it said, last chance to register Wednesday versus last chance to register tomorrow, having it say tomorrow versus Wednesday is going to work much, much better. Tomorrow creates a greater sense of urgency than just the name of the day, usually because people forget what the hell day it is, right? So tomorrow, we all know what tomorrow means. It means tomorrow. Wednesday, I don't even know what day it is. How can I possibly care? And a lot of this is subconscious. Oh, that's my email address again. We're not even close to done, but I want to make sure if you want to email me a copy of the slides, you can do that. I'm also going to take a sip of water so I don't keel over. Okay, so let's keep on cruising. All right, jays@corpwd.com for slides. Super. All right, question mark equals 14%. This is another one of my inboxes. Question-related subject lines have a 14% higher overall open rate. We are all inquisitive, always, right? That's why game shows exist. That's why Jeopardy is a thing. That's why Wheel of Fortune is a thing. Essentially, they're asking questions. We're all trying to figure out the answer. When you get an email and it's asking you a question, you are way more inclined to open that up, okay? Old Navy, what's the one shirt you need this fall? I'm telling you right now, I don't care, but for some reason, I want to know what Old Navy's talking about. Okay, Oracle, how well do you know your customers? For some reason, I want to open up these emails because I want to know the answer to these stupid questions. And you know what? This is what drives results. It sounds nonsensical, but there's no B2B or B2C offer where you can't ask a question that the recipient, if it's on point and on target, wants to know the answer. And that's our jobs as marketers. Tony Robbins, right now, he shouldn't be asking too many questions, but he's asking, what do you really want? And I want to not burn my feet on the coals. But asking questions works. Now, Gap went a little bit too far here. Their subject line was 3 question marks. I could see it. I could see how this subject line came to be. This is a horrible subject line, okay? I could see what happened, right? All the Gap marketing team got in the conference room and said, okay, our email marketing's kicking butt. What are we going to do to go next level? And one guy goes, well, we just did these question-related subject lines, and we got a great open rate. Oh, yeah, it was up by 40%. It was unbelievable. And someone else was like, why don't we just, instead of doing a question, let's just do a question mark. Wow, that's a good idea. Why don't we do 2? Why don't we do 3? And then they hit send. I mean, yeah, this probably got a great open rate, but it probably also got a high take me off your list rate, and is this really relevant? No, so don't do this. Okay. Personalization. There's many different ways to do personalization. There's only one way that's actually going to get you the response you want as it relates to email marketing. Okay, so here you go. Here's another one of my inboxes. Every one of these subject lines is personalized, and this is whether you're doing personalization in the subject line or in the body copy of your email. There's only one right way to do personalization. It is first letter of your first name, that's it. So if you do the entire first name capitalized, that's bad. It comes off looking like it is just a programmatic thing. If you do totally lowercase, again, it looks like a mistake. And God forbid you include the person's last name. It's the strangest thing. All these organizations have our last name. But when we see our last name, we get angry as if they know too much about us. Okay? And we take ourselves off the lists. We complain. The data is unbelievable. But you get a really good positive result if you do first letter, first name. You get a 19% increase on the B2C side and 17% on the B2B side. So test this. You test personalization versus non-personalization. You test it in the body copy the same way, and it will work. So this is great. I got this email from Prezi promoting their Dreamforce presentation, and you just make sure when you're doing personalization, really test it. Test it on your phone. Test it on your desktop. You don't want to be the guy that shows up looking like a fool when the email goes out. And that doesn't help you. The best was, my friend sent this to me, I loved it. Personalization mall. They sent out an email, and they were doing personalization in the subject line, and they didn't do it properly. And they had the name thing in the subject line show up. I mean, this is personalization mall. This is literally what they do for a living, is they personalize things, and they jacked up the personalization in the email. So this type of thing brings me joy. When I get one of these, I'm like, oh my God, this will be in a PowerPoint someday. I love it. Anyway, the should-dos. What should you be thinking about? Pre-headers. Pre-headers are so important. I can't tell you how important a pre-header is, and nobody gives them the time of day. So let's give them the time of day right now. Okay, pre-headers. Pre-headers, let's talk about what they are. Here you got SiriusXM. That's the firm address right over here. Then you have the subject line, breaking news, Fox News, whatever. And then to the right of that, viewing on a mobile device, this gobbledygook right here is your pre-header. Okay, so in a lot of ways, I don't know about you, but subject lines have sort of become the firm address. Like when you look at your email, you kind of look at the subject line first, and the pre-header has sort of become the subject line. And the pre-header is such valuable real estate because it really does dictate whether or not you're going to open up that email message or not. So as marketers, how are we currently using a pre-header? Okay, the way we're currently using it, the way it's currently showing up is 32% of the time it's showing up as accidental HTML code. And I'll show you what that looks like, and it's terrible. 21% of the time, marketers are sending out, and you're using that phrase, if you can't do this, click here, and view in a web browser. Okay, that's 21% of the time. 28% of the time, you have no pre-header at all. And 19% of the time, you're making it offer-related, which is literally the only thing you should be doing with it. So let me give you some examples. So let me first read the stat and I'll explain. Emails that utilize the first line of a pre-header for offer-related information generate a 23% higher overall open rate than those that don't. Okay? So if you have an offer, a free white paper, and you mention that in your pre-header, you're going to get a 23% higher open rate than if you say, are you having trouble viewing whatever? Now let me show you some examples. So here you have on top projectmanagement.com, and it says that's the firm address, live webinar, give me the green light, that is the subject line. Underneath that, you see this gobbledygook code. Bloomingdale's, firm address, and then whatever, is that their subject line, and then gobbledygook code. That's not good. Vaudeville, firm address, a deal just for you, ... and then their pre-header says save up to 50% on top selling whatever. And their offer is continued in the pre-header. This is a home run. But why has ClickZ got the gobbledygook? Why does Rosetta Stone have the gobbledygook? Why does everybody have this messed up, jacked up code showing up in their emails? Even, here's MIT, these guys are the smartest guys on the planet. Here's the IAB. They have the same HTML code issue too. What is going on? Here's exactly what's happened. And why none of you realize it, but you're going to realize it now. When you set up your test message for an email campaign, what do we all do? Before we hit send, we have it go to ourselves. We send ourselves a test message. And when we look at that test message, where do we look at it? We look at it on our desktop. And when you look at an email on your desktop, you will not see this code. What this code usually is spacer GIFs, spacer images, so that way your designers can make your emails look really nice when they open up. But what nobody seems to really want to pay attention to is on your mobile device, these spacer images, when you're in your inbox on your mobile device, they're not showing up as nothing as they do on the desktop. You can't see them on the desktop, but on a mobile device, they're showing up like this garbage code. And guess what happens to the recipient? When I see this garbage code, I think it's spam. I think someone's spoofing MIT. I don't believe it's real because I say to myself, MIT can't be screwing up that bad. They're too smart. This must be a fake email. I'm not opening it. So you ever have an email campaign that you send out, you sent out 2 weeks ago, it did great. You send it out again now, and it doesn't do well at all, and you're like, what the hell? Why didn't that do well? And you don't even realize it's because you have this gobbledygook code showing up, and the people on their mobile device think it's spam. And here's a newsflash for you. over 60% of primary opens, meaning the first time someone opens an email, over 60% of primary email opens happen where? On a mobile device. So you've been testing your emails on your desktop when really that is the area that people are using least to actually look at your emails. So the moral to this very long story about pre-headers is test it on your mobile device, make sure you don't have this horrible code, and you will do much better. Emails have accidental HTML code in the pre-header of 38% lower, overall open rate B2C, 42% B2B. You change this one thing, change this one mistake, change your overall response rate. And clearly, you want to check out your pre-headers because you don't need to have to me, and you don't need to be cursing at people. Not ideal. Okay, so let's keep on cruising. Here we go. All right, now this is important. Let's go on to the next concept. You can't change everything all at once. You can't do it. You can't change and test everything all at once. There's a lot of new ideas in this session, but if you try to test them all at once, it's going to be a disaster. I get very frustrated by what we call A/B testing. I think we all as marketers know what A/B testing is, right? You have two different versions of something. You have a control version and a challenger. You send half to one, half to the other. See which one does well, and the next time around you roll out, and you get the whole routine. In email, I think it's a little bit dumb. And I'll tell you what I believe is the right way to do an A/B test as it relates to email. And I love my graphics. They're like 1985 just threw up on this session. But anyway, what I believe you should do to really get the most bang for your email buck is, let's say you have a universe of, let's use a big one. Let's say 1 million names. You have 1 million names in your email database, okay? And you're about to do an email. Rather than taking your email database and you have two different creatives, creative 1, creative 2. Well, even better yet, let's use a subject line. You have subject line 1 and subject line 2. You're supposed to, right, do 500,000 against one subject line, 500,000 against another, and that's what you're going to do. That doesn't make any sense. What you should do is you take 10% of that million. Now you have 100,000. Chop that in half. Okay? Now you take 50,000 against subject line A, 15,000 against subject line B. Within 24 hours, you will get statistically relevant information on which subject line is going to garner a better open rate. After you figure that piece out, you roll out to the better performing subject line with your balance of your 90%. And what will you have accomplished? 95% of the audience will get the best offer, the best subject line, versus only 50% getting the best offer, the best subject line. So this is a huge win. It doesn't cost you $1. And it's an easy way for you to pick up a response on every campaign that you do. So the other thing you want to think about is, are you only A/B testing your broadcast emails? Meaning, it's easy to test your emails when you're doing, okay, I'm going to send out to 200,000 names today. That's an easy thing to A/B test. You also want to be testing the emails that are actually your most opened emails. Your most opened emails are your transactional emails. The emails that you send out as a triggered response to someone signing up with you, downloading, registering, buying from you, you are sending those people emails. There is no email that you will ever send to somebody that will have a better open rate than your transactional or triggered emails. Testing those emails, A/B testing those emails is a great idea. What else can you do in those emails? Can you offer something else? Can you make them more compelling? Can you get them to do something else? So transactional emails are not just transactional emails, right? They're another opportunity. They're another exposure to your audience. So if you are testing, what are the most important things to test in priority order? Well, I believe testing subject line is numero uno. Because if the person doesn't open up the email, who cares what it says? You need compelling subject lines. You need compelling calls to action. Your landing page is absolutely mission critical. Your images, the layout, and the content position, and then finally your pre-header text. And this is just the short list of what you need to be testing. It can go on and on and on. Now this concept gets a little bit confusing, so I'll try to take it through without causing too much confusion. Okay. Now, what we're talking about here is email delivery and getting into the inbox versus the junk folder. Okay? The inbox versus the junk folder. Here is the broad concept, and then I'll get into what this slide says. The way that receiving networks, Verizon, Comcast, Gmail, Outlook, the way that receiving email networks filter filter being send you to the junk or spam folder versus the inbox, the way that they do that, 97% is not based on content. It's not based on the words that you're putting in your subject line. It's not using the word free. It's not based on the content. Now, if you're sending out really horrible Viagra offers, sure, you'll be filtered because you did that. But 97% of the time, it has nothing to do with the content. What it has to do with is twofold. Number one, the reputation of your IP address that you're delivering from in your domain. But the other piece, which people are not as aware of, which is growing in value, is the engagement that you as a recipient are doing with the emails you're receiving. So if you're getting an email and you open that email from that sender often, it will continue to appear in your inbox, right? That's common. If you never open an email from a sender, eventually it will start going into your junk folder. Now what's interesting is the Gmails, the Outlooks, the Verizons, the Comcast, the AT&Ts, they're not just looking at this at the individual inbox level, they're looking at this in aggregate, meaning that you are sending, let's say, 1 million emails out, and you are sending 200,000 to people utilizing Verizon. Verizon is looking at the open rates across all 200,000 people that you're sending email to from your IP address and your domain. And looking at all 200,000, seeing what percentage of those people, out of the 200,000, are opening and clicking. If the percentage is really low, they're saying, oh, that sender is a spammer, bad guy. They're sending out garbage that nobody wants. And what they're doing is, Verizon is taking that all 200,000, and they're dumping all of it into the junk folder. So if you average less than a 20% open rate across all your recipients to a particular network, then certain ISP networks will automatically place you in the junk folder. What does this mean? What do you do about this? Here's the reality. You need to segment your database into two populations: engaged and not engaged. Engaged may be for you, people that have opened or clicked on an email in the last 18 months, and then the other population is people that have not opened and clicked on an email in the last 18 months. Because the unengaged, the disengaged, whatever the proper word is, those guys are weighing down your overall performance in a huge way. Because if you're sending to the engaged and unengaged at the same time, that lack of engagement by that one population is causing your engaged users to have their emails go in the junk folder. I promise you this, if you just take out your engaged folks and you email to them separately, your open rate will be exponentially higher than the open rate when you send it out to your entire population of people. And it will start to get even higher, higher, and higher, because they're going to all start to be delivered to the inbox. The next game is, now that I have this audience that's not engaged, what the hell do I do with them? Well, let's get them engaged. What is the value of having an email address that's somebody that's never going to open up your email? It's all about your ego. You don't want to walk into a meeting and say, oh, our email database shrunk by 40% because I removed the people who weren't engaged. Oh, that's not going to go well, right? You're supposed to grow your database. You're not supposed to shrink your database. But when we learn to put our ego aside and say, you know what? It's not about the size of my database. It's about how many people that were not engaged I were able to get re-engaged. And that is the metric that you need to focus on. When I get an email like this from Yelp, and these are becoming more common, and you're going to start to see more of these. We get an email from Yelp that says, last call, Yelp emails, and the email says, hey, we noticed you haven't been engaging with the following Yelp emails we've been sending you. And it says, blah, 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 blah. And at the end it says, yes, keep sending me these Yelp emails. And guess what? I said yes. Because I didn't want to be taken off the list. I didn't even realize I wasn't engaging with them, but I didn't want to be taken off the list. And so these last call emails work really well, but you have to be brave enough to do them. And what these last call emails are, that sometimes people do 2 to 3 sends. You must honor the non-response. And you can expect to save 5 to 15% of your list, which sounds not like a lot. But 5 to 15% of something is better than 100% of nothing, right? So, and this is across the board, B2B as well, Marketo, that's a sad moment when your friend doesn't want you anymore, right? They're saying here, hey, it's been a long time, you're not doing anything with our emails. Do you still want to get email from us? And you know what? They understand deliverability. They know that if they can't get in your inbox, and you don't open it, it's hurting all their other emails they're sending out. So it's something to consider, something to understand. Okay, so what else is working? List-focused emails do really well. Everybody loves the list. The top 10 of this, the top 20 of that. Whether it's B2B or B2C, list. The top 5 of whatever it is. The top 5 sweaters. The top 10 recipes. The top 10 tactics. Everybody loves lists, and we love opening them up. List-focused emails have a 37% higher average open rate. It's just another thing to test. 6 months from now, it may not be the case. Okay, the last category, the must-dos. Okay, this bag. This bag right here is email marketing. This bag. How much does this bag cost? Now, this is a Birkin bag. This is a Birkin bag. This bag costs $25,000. No, it's not a car. It doesn't blast off. It has no magic powers. It is a bag made by Hermes. Why is this bag $25,000? And here's the kicker of this bag is, not only is this bag $25,000, but if you walked into an Hermes store and you said, I'd like a Birkin bag, they would laugh at you. They say, oh, no. Those are impossible to get. Those are impossible to find. And when they get here, they're sold immediately. Why? Why? Because, it's not because they're so beautiful. Sure, they're made with something nice, but who cares? The reason there's value here is because there's exclusivity. There's not many of them. The reason there's value here is because there's urgency. Is that once they become available, they're gone in a minute. Email marketing is this bag. Urgency and exclusivity. That is how you drive results in email marketing. The iPhone. The iPhone, simultaneously they came out with the iPhone X and the iPhone 8. Yeah, they did a little bit different stuff, whatever. But why did people want the iPhone X and not the iPhone 8? Because the iPhone X was cool. The iPhone X, there was limited amounts when they first came out. Okay? And if you wanted to get one, you had to get there quickly. And because there wasn't that many, it was exclusive. The iPhone X is email marketing. Urgency plus exclusivity equals everything. Here's one of my inboxes. Okay? Every subject line here has the word exclusive. Exclusive is what everybody wants. Do you want to go out and like, a coworker has a nice shirt on, say, like, oh my God, that shirt is awesome. I am going to go buy that same exact shirt so I can wear it tomorrow. Said nobody on the planet ever, right? You want to be exclusive. Like, oh my God, this is special. Exclusive savings just for me. Your exclusive sale ends soon. An exclusive opportunity for World Data. Ooh, that's exciting. We open emails that are exclusive. Now, for Imprint, great company, great cataloger. They sell all the custom print stuff. They know exclusive works. Sometimes you can't make everything exclusive. Because every one of their emails, they know it opens up the response rate. They know it does really well. So when I tell you to test the word exclusive and the concept of exclusivity, you can't do it in every email. Not everything can be exclusive. But incorporating is going to do really well. So we do studies on subject line words that increase open rates, and this is one we did most recently in March 2018. This is a list here of the increase by percentage if you use a specific word in your subject line. 3 being number 1. You put 3 in the subject line, you will get a better open rate, and I promise you will not be filtered, you will not have a problem. But then you look at the rest of the word, exclusive. What do these all say? Listen to these words, right? Exclusive, preview, first, limited, right? Select, secret. What does it all mean? It's all conveying a sense of exclusivity. Now what are the other words? Last chance, expires, hours, today, final, tomorrow. That is urgency. Those are the words that are driving open rates. So when I get this email, this is not for everybody, even though eBay sent it literally to everybody. They're making you seem like you're getting on the inside. Don't tell the guy next to you. And guess what? Recipients open up these emails, right? So words that are new to the list, expired, hours, tomorrow, only. This is that urgency piece. People ask me all the time, what is the number one thing that I should focus on in email marketing? More than anything else that I've said, the number one thing that you got to focus on is urgency. Having some form of a date in the subject line will increase your open rates 39% consumer, 41% B2B. When we say date, we don't mean today's date. We mean a period of time. 2 days until offer expires. Registration ends today. Free webinar and whatever. Having a period of time delineated in your subject line and in your body copy is going to give you a huge boost. Because here's the story. If you get an email that says, free webinar, free marketing webinar, okay, that's one subject line. Or free marketing webinar, last chance to register today. Oh my God, I got to do this. I'm not going to be able to be there tomorrow. Urgency is all that matters. If people think they will always be there, they will never respond. Basic human nature. Now, there are some words that you shouldn't use, right? There are some words that will give you negative impact on your overall marketing campaigns, right? So all of these words will actually hurt you. So if you put these words in the subject line, like chat, nobody wants to chat with you, okay? Nobody wants to be told to remember anything. Nobody wants more training. Nobody wants to learn anything. Learn the greatest tips about marketing. I don't want to. I'm done learning. I graduated from school 100 years ago, okay? Don't use the word urgent. Nothing you're doing is urgent. You will get a better open rate by using the word urgent, but you will also get the greatest number of people hating you and removing themselves from your list. I promise you what you're doing is not urgent. Metro Style, what's urgent here in their email is that they don't have any sales. That's the urgent problem. That's not your problem. So urgent is not a good thing for marketers to use. Shutterfly is cursing at us. I love Shutterfly, but we got to also, be aware of what we're saying here in our subject line, right? Shh. It's not good. Avoid that. Best Buy. It's urgent. Yeah. Great. Urgent for who? Not for you. It's urgent for them. Another one. I don't know why everybody curses at everybody, but this is, you go back to your inbox, you'll be shocked at how many times you're being cursed at. I got this email the other day. I loved it. Banana Republic, you can look where it cuts off. It says, every guy needs a pillow in his heart. Fantastic email. And again, this has no bearing on anything. This is not going to improve anyone's email marketing, but it brings joy to my life, which is why I put in these presentations. So what's coming next as we wrap up here? What's coming next? You see this email? Truly interactive emails are right around the corner. So accelerated mobile pages. It's an open source technology project amongst developers that Google's really pushing the agenda on. And all Gmail email will be supporting AMP-related emails later on this year. So when you start to see emails that are dysfunctional, do not be surprised. And as we go into 2019, you're going to start to be segmenting out your Gmail users, because they're going to be the first ones that can actually interact with these emails. So be prepared to start developing creative and content related to truly interactive emails that perform like a website. So that's something to get excited about. A few other things, and then I'll wrap up here. Free stuff for you. All right, what do we got? First off, my organization has a site called subjectline.com, and it's a free industry tool. You can go to subjectline.com, you can put in your subject line, and it will give you a score on marketability and deliverability and how well it's going to do. We've tested over 5 million subject lines now, so feel free to use it. Again, it's free. There's also an app that you can download if you really want to seem cool at a party. So I encourage you to do that. There you go. It's free. Also, my organization, World Data, beyond what I described at the beginning, would love to hear from you about working together on your acquisition marketing program needs as well as your data services needs. We have a resource page that has other webinars and infographics at worlddata.com with 1D/resources. And lastly, we have this really awesome, and we have a 2018 one, but that's not the image you see. We have a 2018 calendar, one's B2B and the other side is B2C. It's this hard plastic calendar. We also have electronically for the best and worst states to send out emails based on all of our data. Green being good, red being bad. So for example, the day after the Super Bowl where everyone's had too many chicken wings and too much beer, you don't want to send out your email that day. Nobody's responding to email that day. Nobody's even going to work that day. So things like that are accounted for on our calendar. So if you'd like a copy of this calendar, if you'd like a copy of the slides, or anything else, you want to tell me that this was a really boring session, whatever's on your mind, or ask me a question, you can email me at jays@corpwd.com. So with that, I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I'm going to turn it back over to the folks at the DMA to see if there are any questions.
Hey Jay, we had a question come in about emojis. What is your opinion on emojis in subject lines?
That's a really good question. Emojis in the subject lines for the last almost 2 years has been growing exponentially in use. It's doing very, very well. It's actually doing very well both in B2B and B2C, and a lot of people don't realize how well it works in B2B. What I would tell you is a couple places to check out, Emoji Pedia being one of them. And what's good about those sites, they'll actually be able to show you what the emojis are going to look like within the different subject lines. So, for example, if you use a pear, that pear also can look brown and weird in certain subject lines versus just green. So I would really do a lot of testing related to that. But the very simple answer is test emoji in your subject line versus not in your subject line. Overall, it gives you about a 3 to 4% increase in open rate.
Thanks, Jay. That's all the questions we have.
Wow.
And I want to thank you all for listening in today. And once again, thank you, Jay, for such an informative webinar. We will be sending out the recording and PDF of the presentation within the next 48 to 72 hours. I see that there was a lot of questions about that. And this will conclude our webcast. Thank you for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your day.